Hello, eighth grade. So yesterday and the day before that, I had you read a short story called The Possibility of Evil by Shirley Jackson. Um, we did that because in this unit, it actually wants you to read a book, but I don't want you to have to do that because summer school is so short, and that seemed unfair. So today, you are going to work through this tutorial, which says how novelists reference other works, but I did want to touch base with you because in it are going to be some questions regarding like the novel that you chose. Oh, here, quotation marks, novel that you chose. You didn't choose a novel. Okay, so when it says like in this activity you'll analyze the rising action of the novel, you just want to insert the short story instead. Um, so, what character flaws, decisions, or conflicts did you notice as you read The Possibility of Evil by Shirley Jackson? All right, so think about Mrs. Strangeworth and what is her flaw, and what decisions did she make? How did she create conflicts? How did conflicts essentially find her? Um, and how did, things get like flipped around on her? Um, and again, in this second question, it's going to ask you, now that you've read the second portion of the assigned novel, you don't have a novel. Hang on 1 second. Do you still agree with your earlier prediction of the main conflict in the story? So that was like from an earlier thing in here. So in this part B, I just want you to tell me what the main conflict of the story is. What evidence do you have to support that from the text? So you're going to have to go back to your PDF or to your documents from Monday or Tuesday in order to complete this assignment. And then I think we're going to be able to skip slide 23. Give me a second. So I do want you to skip this slide 23. You can type skip in here, like skip because Mrs. Riggs said so. That's totally fine. And then I'll just grade that as complete. This is just asking you to compare the relationship between a cited work and the text that you read. And while I want you to have the information from the tutorial about how to do that, I'm not necessarily worried about you doing that with this particular story. So you can skip slide 23 and then you'll just go into your summary. This is going to have some really good information about like rising action and that plot diagram, which we did way back at the beginning of the year. And so here's that first question about the major conflict in the story. So you just want to tell me about that in 2 to 3 paragraphs as it says. Okay. It's obviously going to tell you to read part of the book, which you don't have to do because you don't have a book. And then going forward in this unit, anytime it says novel, remember that means short story. That way you can do some of this stuff in here and you don't have to keep going back to a Google Doc like we did for the first 2 days. But this should make it a little bit easier then for you to track what you have going on. And if this doesn't work for you, let me know and we'll just do it in a Google Doc. Okay, I want to do what's good for you and how you can complete these assignments. So if you have questions, comments, concerns about all of this, please let me know. I will be available to you via Google Voice, text, email, and video chat.